I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, a follow-up. This is like a train wreck that you can't turn away from, a slow car wreck that you just can't stop looking at. I want to talk about the butterfly here in the West End here. I've talked about this in passing a couple of times here at Nelson. It's a new luxury strata. Nelson, just up from Burrard. Not the greatest location, guys. Nelson Street is a busy street. Burrard is an extremely busy street. Accessibility on that strata, now that I've looked at it, isn't great. You go in through the alley, but we'll save that for another time. But as I speak, I'm shooting this now. It'll probably air late September. I'm shooting this as of September 10th right now. As we speak, there has still not been one registered sale in the butterfly. Nobody has bought a unit. Now that they are tangible, they've been tangible for a long time now. Some of these units have been on the market for 175, 225, 280 days unsold. So there is yet to be a registered sale. So that is something that is pretty much unprecedented. In all my years in real estate, I've never seen this before. And there's a few reasons for it. But as you guys know, I don't follow pre-sale really at all. But when these new buildings in downtown Vancouver get completed, I'm interested in them. I want it because it's a new tower. It's 200 or 300 units that have come online here, not for sale yet, but could be. So, I want to have a look at the building because I'm probably going to be listing and selling units in here, or maybe even buying a unit. So usually what I do is after they start to get occupancy for a few months, I'll go out on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon for 35, 40 minutes and have a look at a couple of units just to get a feel for the building. How many elevators they have, the overall finishings and ergonomics and layouts of the building. And I'll make some notes. And that way I have a decent idea that if someone approaches me and is interested in that building, I'll have an idea of what it's all about. But nothing has sold in the butterfly. So in passing, I've told you guys, unfortunately, these were bought at absolute peak prices about 4.5 years ago. And of course, now they're coming on market. They've gotten occupancy. They started getting it about 4 months ago. And as I speak right now, I think there's about 18 units for sale. There's been more than that, but some of them have been terminated or canceled, probably another dozen or so. And then there's also been, at one time or another, probably 10 or 15 units for rent. Some of those have been rented at very good prices. If you were a tenant, you were getting some pretty good deals on some of these units. I mean, some of these one beds that they bought for $1.1 million were trying to get $3,000 a month rent. That is a very good deal for the tenant. So a ton of them, though, are still for rent. And some of them are actually for sale and for rent, as I was telling you guys back a few months ago. But it is a very tough situation that these buyers are in for, or sellers are in, for a number of reasons. They paid really peak price. So those prices now are not holding up anymore, as I'll go through in a minute here. But the other thing with the butterflies I've talked about, have you guys had a look at this? I mean, I suggest if you want to comment, have a look, go online. You can go on YouTube, and there's some property management companies that are trying to rent units that have done some video tours. Some of them they've disabled the comments on, some they have the comments on. Have a look at the comment section and what the reviews are. There's also, I think, a thread on, there's a couple of threads that you can look on one of the chat boards there, real estate chat boards has some stuff on it. But there's definitely some video out there on YouTube and people commenting on some of the video tours on there. They're not very favorable. So, but have a look at it. But, one of the big reasons, the pricing just doesn't match up to today's market. But it's the choice of finishings, floor plans, color schemes I'm going to try and be generous here without being too critical, but let's just call them eclectic at best. Really, what most of those units look like are extremely sterile. It's all white tiled floors, white cabinets, everything is white. The fixtures are gold, shiny gold, like Donald Trump style gold. They've been described, you guys be the judge if you look at it, as a medical office, is what those units do look like. Now, I think that the actual quality of the finishings, of the cabinets and things, is probably decent from what I can see. But it's the choice of color schemes. The layouts are very strange. Part of it has to do with the curvature of that building. Curved buildings, round buildings, do not lend themselves to very good floor plans. What you want there is square. You want a square floor plan. That maximizes your square footage and gives you the best floor plans. This building does not have that. It looks cool from the outside with the curvature and the round balconies, but unfortunately you pay a price for some of that architectural look, and it comes at a cost of the floor plans. On the 2 bedrooms in there, most of the second bedrooms are an interior bedroom where you have a glass wall with curtains looking into your living room and dining room. So you'd have to see the photos to get a real good picture of it. But no sales as of yet, no registered sales now that it's been finished, is scary stuff. Never seen that before. So what that's saying is that people are looking at the prices and now they're sizing up the actual tangible unit and they're not going near it. And I've never seen that. You know, by comparison, the last luxury tower in this area was Burrard Place a couple years ago. When that building got finished and got occupancy, I looked at a bunch of units in there. Pretty nice building. You know, the floor plans were good, the cabinets looked good, the color schemes were great. It had a lot going for it. Compare that to the Butterfly and yikes, it's not good, guys. But you can be the judge. Before I keep going on about it, look at the photos, go onto YouTube, have a look at the reviews and the comments and everything else. And that is probably, other than price, which is a big hindrance, of course, so I'll get to in a minute, it's the layouts, the selection of materials, the colors, and everything else. I would not buy anything in there only because it just, again, it looks like a medical office. Not very warm or inviting at all. But I'll give you just a rundown of what's currently listed here. And you can see what you guys think of these prices. 13th floor unit currently listed. It's been on the market for 140 days. 990 square feet for $1,880,000, and they just reduced it now to $1,760,000. So that's over $1,800 a square foot for the 13th floor. Yeah, they've gone back to 13th floor now, guys. The city have made all developers include the 13th and anything with a 4. They used to remove the 14th, 24, 34, because 4 is a bad luck number. But now those are all included. So it's a 13th floor unit. So they're currently now at $1,760,000, 140 days on market, 1 parking, 13th floor. They paid, from what I can see, 1.7 plus GST for that unit. So for right now, they're trying to sell it and take a small loss, but it's not going to happen. They're dreaming at this 1,760. At that price, I can think of off the top of my head right now 5 or 6 units, mostly in Cole Harbour, that would blow this away for $200K less and a way better location with water views. 17th floor unit, 1,065 square feet, 1 parking, currently listed for, well, it was listed 260 days ago. It's been on the market. Started at $2,588,000. They've now reduced it twice. They're down to $2,298,000. They paid $2,470,000 for this unit plus GST. So even if they sold it at their asking price now, which they're not going to do, not even close, 260 days on market, even after they pay their commissions and charges, they're probably looking at a cool $250,000 loss, but they're not going to sell it at their current ask. So these people are going to be taking a pretty good loss on this, you know, easily into the 250, 300, this might go 400,000 loss. 21st floor, 1,181 square feet, currently listed for $2,888,000. So with PTT and everything else, you're over $3 million here. For 1,181 square feet, 1 parking on the 21st floor, so not much of a view or anything else. From what I can make out, these people paid $2,840,000 for it. But they're dreaming on that price. 175 days on market, and now I see they put a tenant in this unit. A tenant that's on a fixed term tenancy till next year. Good luck selling this. It's not going to happen. Last one, I'll give you the cheapest unit. 7th floor, looking straight into the patina, which is the building across the alley. 660 square feet, originally listed for $999. They just reduced it to $998. 175 days on market. I believe these people paid $1,116,000. So they're already taking a $150,000, $200,000 loss. They're not going to get their asking price for this. So again, 175 days on market. So I'm curious. I'm going to keep following this building for you guys. Give you another update later in the fall. I'm waiting for something to sell. Just one unit. I can't keep my eyes off it. I'm waiting for something to sell. Every week I ask my assistant, anything sold in the Butterfly? Nope. Anything new listed? There's been a few in the last month. It's slowed though. There was a ton of listings that came out about 3 months ago when they started to really get the occupancy, which is kind of strange. I think a lot of them have just, people that want to sell have just given up. They figure, hey, nothing is sold. These people are already looking at $200,000, $150,000, $200,000 losses on their current asking price, and they're still not selling. So why do I want to waste my time trying to put this out here at what I paid for it? It's not going to happen. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on this as we move along. I'm waiting for something to sell and get some price discovery, but I think it's going to be a while. I just think at those current reduced asking prices, it just does not add up for what you're getting in that building. I'm sorry. I don't want to be too critical. For some people, they might love that whiteout sterile look. I think though, if I know from experience from my buyers and myself personally, I'm going to say that 90% of my buyers over the years would not be interested in that type of look. It's incredibly sterile. You guys have to see it. It's these curved glass pieces for the bedrooms with curtains that separate the bedroom from the living room. The floor plans are very awkward because of that curvature. They also have those large round support beams, pillars in the unit. Now, in some of the buildings in downtown, they push that to the balcony outside. That's what my building has. But in these ones, they're in the living room, the dining room. Some of them are in the bedrooms in very awkward places that really cut down on the usable floor space. And some of those two beds that are 1,050 square feet, the second bedroom is like 10 by 11. So you can just barely get a bed and a side table in there for 1.8, 1.9 million. When I look at some of the stuff that's currently available in some of the older strata, 20-year-old strata in Cole Harbour that I really like, right on the seawall, that are priced far less than this, with water and mountain views in a way better location with 2 parking spaces. Much higher quality in my opinion. Even some of these ones that are original, 20 years old, I think the finishings look better than what the Butterfly looks at currently. Much warmer, much more welcoming interiors on these ones in Cole Harbour. So I'll keep you guys up to date on this. Have a look and let me know. I know I did another blog on this on the Butterfly earlier, what you guys think of the look of these units in the interior. But for right now, they have been rejected by buyers now that they've seen the finished product, and that's unheard of. When the Pacific over here by Grosvenor, when that first got occupancy, there was lots of sales in there because it's a nicely finished building. The units look great, nice floor plans because it's square. Those sold a lot of those that got listed were sold. Burrard Place, same thing. When those got listed, there was lots of them getting picked off in the first month or month and a half. Butterfly, nothing yet. So we'll see. Prices here are going to need to come down further, and I'll let you know when finally someone buys one. I'm Owen Bigland. Thanks for watching. See you next week.